Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm meteorologist Brandon Lostwick with you tonight on this Tuesday edition of FSU Weather. Let's start out by taking a live look at Doak Campbell Stadium. We see that sun heading towards sunset. Almost partly cloudy skies right now. Some scattered cumulus across the region. Currently sitting at 93 degrees, so it's been a hot one all day pretty much so far, and the winds are definitely not helping with them being calm right now. And as we look across the region, we see temperatures in the low to mid 90s, 92 Tallahassee, and then 88 over St. Mark's. A little bit cooler by the coast, where again you're by the water, so that's going to help bring the temperatures down just a little bit. And into the overnight hours, we see 70 degrees for our low, with mostly clear skies as you head into tomorrow morning. And for headlines today, we're looking at clear conditions in the Tallahassee region in the overnight. Severe weather moving across the central U.S., and we'll give you some tips and talk about a little bit of the heat. All that and more on FSU Weather tonight. And welcome back in as we start our first local coverage. Right now we'll give you a nice look at what to expect locally to right now and into tomorrow. And again, with that live look at Doak Campbell Stadium with those nice sunny conditions and very hot as well. And for today, our temperatures, we reached 95 degrees. That's 5 shy of 100. That's, goodness, it's been a hot one today. And our low today was 70, and that's right on par with average, and we're a little bit high above average for the high temperature today. And again, through the region, we see temperatures in the lower to mid 90s across the area. A little bit cooler by the coast, so definitely a little bit more comfortable down by the water. And we're also dealing with muggy conditions as well. I mean, 66 is Tallahassee. You're looking to the low to mid 70s across the region. We see 74 over in St. Mark's and over in Perry at 72 degrees for that dew point. And on radar right now, not seeing too much as we saw yesterday. Yesterday was a lot more coverage. Today we have a little bit less coverage for our chances of showers and thunderstorms, as we see most of the Big Bend region is going to be seeing most of those storms. We do have a nice storm over here just southwest of Blountstown with some nice lightning popping up, and more coverage over by Perry and by the coast down there over in Cross City. And into the overnight hours, we see temperatures will be dipping down into the mid to lower 70s across most of the area. So be mild temperatures as you head into the overnight hours. And for tomorrow, that heat's not going anywhere. Sadly, it's going to be 93 in Tallahassee, and 88 in St. Mark's, and get to 93 over up there in Bainbridge. And as we go into the next 24 hours, we see those storms and showers will be dying off into the overnight hours. Mostly clear skies in overnight hours, and then tomorrow as well. And not too much coverage for tomorrow, as we see a little bit kind of like today, a little bit small chance of pop-up showers and storms a little bit here and there. And for Panama City Beach, if you'd like to go over to the beach, it's looking like a great day. It's going to be very sunny, so make sure you have your sunscreen and hat, and know where your lifeguards at all times in case there's a risk of rip currents. But seeing 86 degrees for the air and 82 degrees for the water temperature. So a nice day to go out on the beach. And for tomorrow, if you'd like to walk your dog in the morning, I suggest you go a little bit earlier than later, as the temperatures will be rising throughout the day. 72 at 7 a.m. is a nice time to go for that walk. And as we head into tomorrow, through the rest of the day tomorrow, we see temperatures will be rising up until 92 at 3 p.m. and a small chance of thunderstorms and showers into the evening hours at 15%. As we go into the next week, we see temperatures will be steadily across the board around low to mid 90s, as well as the lows looking at mid 70s across the board as well. And we see rain chances will be increasing as we head into Thursday and Friday, and died off just a little bit as we head into Sunday, Monday, but still have a nice chance of seeing some showers and some rain across the region. And I'll stick with you again for the southeast as well. As we take a look at a couple of cities across the region, we see Mexico City, Mexico Beach, Florida, 85 degrees, nice sunny conditions there, so that's a great day looking right there. Atlanta, Georgia is cloudy conditions for most of the area over there in Georgia, so 82 we're seeing right there. In Charlotte, North Carolina, nice cloudy conditions, partly cloudy, and Blacksburg, Virginia as well, nice conditions at 72 degrees, so a little more mild up there. And we see temperatures across that region mostly around the same, mid to low 90s, 90 Montgomery, 74 in Little Rock, where right now they're having some rain, keeping that temperature a little bit suppressed. And as we go a little more south, we see 77 over in Miami, as they're having more rain as well. I know they don't need any more rain, but they're getting it. But that is keeping the temperatures a little bit down. So place where we see some rain is keeping those temperatures suppressed a little bit. As we see the dew points mostly steady around the high 60s and low 70s across the region. And that's partly due to, again, the southerly flow that's being bringing in that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico into places like Louisiana and into the coast of, Alabama and Mississippi as well. And winds we see, steadfast around 8 miles per hour over in Tampa and 10 over in Jacksonville. And we see across the Florida, again, we see that sea breeze as well into effect. For active alerts right now, not too much across the region. I see a severe thunderstorm warning right there in northeastern Alabama. And we do have a flood advisory into parts of southern Florida right here where we're seeing some rain. As you know, like I said, they had a lot of rain from that tropical system that moved through. So they're definitely seeing those flood conditions as they have received a lot of rain in the past couple of 3 days. And into the overnight hours, we see temperatures dropping into the mid-70s. So 78 over in Mobile, 70 in Tupelo, and then a little more southern Florida, we see temperatures around 79 over in Tampa. And looking at New Orleans, it's a nice day for tomorrow, Wednesday, nice sunny conditions, 91 degrees, and some slight chances of rain and storms into Thursday and Friday, with temperatures reaching the mid-90s. And for my hometown in beautiful Tampa, nice typical summertime conditions as temperatures rise into 93 over in Thursday, with those slight chances of thunderstorms as well. And you see in the next 72 hours, storms will be popping over across the region with a slight chance of severe weather into tomorrow throughout the southeast. And for tomorrow, the high temperatures will be cranking back up into the mid to lower 90s, about 96 over in Shreveport, 93 in Montgomery. So it's definitely going to be a warm day as well throughout much of the southeast again. So that's the main story is that heat. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the national in just a second with Genevieve, where she'll give us a nice look at what's going on with the severe weather.
Absolutely. Severe weather is the topic for today. We are seeing a good amount of rain. As I walk on over to the wall, I'm going to show you these current temperatures across the country. Here we have basically really, really warm temperatures. Here in Tallahassee, you saw that 92 degrees, really scorching. And the dew points aren't giving us any relief either. Across the western parts of the country, we are seeing muggy conditions following those really, really warm temperatures. So overall, not ideal, but the summer weather we expected. For the upper level water vapor, here you see that really moist air following that low pressure system that is bringing us the severe weather and really a lot of rain to that area. And for our surface map, it does look a little bit crazy, but actually it does make sense once you see the low pressure systems bringing the heavy rain and the conditions that aren't so nice, and the high pressure systems going up further into the northwest that are bringing some nicer, sunnier conditions. And we'll see that low pressure system that once was Alex fade out into Bermuda and the Atlantic. But for our active alerts, we have quite a bit. Looks like a rainbow on the graphic right now. But I will say excessive heat is something that I want to stress so much, and I'm going to cover in our next segment. But you really want to watch out for those excessive heat watches in California and warnings throughout Arizona and into Southern California. The yellow and oranges, you're seeing thunderstorms throughout Colorado and Nebraska. You really, really need to be careful because those are forms of severe weather. And let's move right on up to cover that severe weather. We have some coverage on the Great Plains, the central Great Plains, where we're seeing up into the eastern part of Colorado and the western part of Nebraska. We are seeing those severe thunderstorm watches, and those little orange boxes are the warnings. Our southeast radar, the small craft advisories seem to have gone away, which is really nice. So if you're on a boat, you want a nice little evening ride, I would say it's a good night to get out there if you are along the Carolinas up there. But Miami is getting all that rain, and you need to really be careful for flash flooding down in South Florida, my home. my favorite place. The SPC storm outlook, so from the Storm Prediction Center, we're seeing that enhanced risk throughout parts of northern Kansas and going into Nebraska. The risks are strong winds, strong hail, and really a lot of rain, and that will move on eastward to states like Kentucky, Tennessee as the days go on, and by Thursday we'll see that risk move back to Kansas. They're always having lots of severe weather. But if you are flying out of Atlanta today, you are seeing some really nice conditions and no delays for our other main airports either, which is really, really nice. Tonight's low temps, you're seeing some decent conditions, but still pretty hot. And those high temperatures will continue. And something that I really want to stress is drought. Following those really high temperatures, we see lack of rain getting to states like New Mexico, Arizona, Southern California, and Texas. Texas is really reaching into the low 100 degrees, which is really quite a lot. For the summer, it is expected, but once there's no rain relieving that, it's not as nice. Our local heat index for the Big Bend region, 96 degrees here in Tallahassee. Our heat index means what it's really feeling like. So things like really warm temperatures, what it's feeling like outside are coming from lack of cloud cover, lack of wind coming in our direction, and really bringing us really hot, warm conditions. And dew point as well is something that also contributes to it. Our heat safety, we really want to make sure that you are healthy this summer, and of course, things like heat stroke and dehydration really contribute to that. Number one, never leave people, your family members, friends, or pets in a car during these hot summer conditions. To relieve that, you can go ahead and hit your local pool. I know if you have an apartment complex, if you can hit the beach, Panama City Beach, that's definitely a place you want to go. So I recommend doing that, especially over the summer. And if you or a family member, if you have an older family member that does not have AC, or they live in a region such as the Pacific Northwest, where they may not be using their AC most of the time, you definitely want to tell them that they can look for cooling centers nearby, which will give them AC, and they can just spend their days there. And another way to prevent this heat is to make sure you're keeping that SPF 30 and plus on, and you are staying hydrated and really protecting your family, protecting yourself, because that's absolutely something we need to do when we're getting into the 90s, especially here in Tallahassee. I'm going to pass it back on now to Brandon to close out our show with a local.
That's right, yes, we're going to bring it back home locally with that beautiful look of Doak Campbell Stadium right now as that sun is heading to sunset. Currently 6:14 p.m. right now as we see, so closer and closer to the sunset, and still 93 degrees out. So hopefully when that sun sets, that temperature will drop a little bit. And across the region, we're seeing those high temperatures, 90s to the 90s for most of the area. A little bit cooler by the coast where the water is aiding to lower that temperature a little bit. But throughout the region, we do have muggy conditions. The dew points are up into the 70s in most parts. High 60s a little bit, Tallahassee 66, and over in 70 over in Quincy. And right now we do have some storms in the area, mostly following the Big Bend region, a little bit more so toward northeastern Panama City as we see a storm popping up off that sea breeze, producing some heavy rains and some lightning as well. So if you're near the beach there, I would watch the weather, make sure no storms are going to be heading toward the beach, and because there are lightning out and lightning does strike, within, could be even as far as 50 miles from the parent storm, so make sure you're watching out for those storms. But if you like us, you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU weather. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU weather. Also watch us live on YouTube, as I hope you are doing right now, at youtube.com/FSU weather. And as well on Instagram, go ahead and give us a follow at FSU weather. And I'll give you with one last look of the 7-day forecast as we have some rain conditions coming into the next days, the Thursday and Friday, and lower 90s throughout the next 7 days. So it will be a very hot week. Have a great night, Tallahassee, and meteorologist Brandon Lastrick with you for tonight.